Hello students, you are welcome to LODLC lecture series. This is for ACT 315 Nigerian Economy, and this study session, this video is for study session 6, Economic and Non-Economic Determinants of Economic Growth. Well, I'm sure by now we should be familiar, we should know what economic growth means. However, there are various factors that actually determine economic growth. Some we can classify as economic, while others we can classify as non-economic. Well, at the end of this study session, you should be able to do the following. And I like and explain the economic factors that determine economic growth. And two, I like and explain the non-economic factors that determine economic growth. The economic factors that determine economic growth are the natural resources, capital formation, division of labor and scale of production, organization, technological progress, and structural changes. The determinant of an economic growth are factors that are at work in the economy, and these give rise to expansion of production capacity through the fuller and the more efficient utilization of resources. Thus, looking at these economic factors, let's start with natural resources. Natural resources are the endowments that the country are blessed with. This could be land, this could be weather, this could be mineral resources like gold, oil, diamond, etc. These are the natural resources. However, a country not having natural resources does not mean it will not grow. And one that has enormous natural resources doesn't mean it will grow. The efficient utilization of the natural resources will determine the growth of a country. In a situation whereby the proceeds from the usage of natural resources is being used to line personal pockets, the economy of the country will not grow. However, if it is being used judiciously and the proceeds from the usage of these natural resources are being used judiciously, then the economy will grow. The other one is capital formation. For any production to begin or to occur, there has to be capital that will have to go into the production process. However, the higher the capital that is available for production, the more efficient, the more the economy will grow. However, if capital is not available, even if people have ideas that will generate money for the economy and they don't have capital, then it cannot be done. And capital formation can only be done by actually increasing the saving habits of the populace. This can only be done when the capital income of each populace is high enough so as to encourage voluntary savings. However, if you have not eaten and I'm asking you to save money, then it's like I'm telling you to do the impossible. You have to eat before you can save. The excess is what you want to save. Actually, as in savings can actually be improved using some fiscal policies. However, the most important thing is increasing the per capita income, which actually provide excess for the people and who would in turn save, and the money saved can actually be used in the production of other wealth, division of labor and scale of production. Using divisions of labor has actually improved production. It has actually reduced the cost of production and it has actually increased the volume that is being produced. Now, the scale of production also determines how profitable the economy, or also determines the economic growth of a nation. A nation that produces on a wider scale, on a very large scale, has actually reduced the cost of production, and because they can actually sell to a wider market, then they have a bigger market in which they can sell to, and this would in turn lead to the growth of the economy. However, reduction in the scale of production or would actually reduction in scale of production would increase the cost of production, and this would reduce the growth of the economy. The next one is organization. Organization is an important factor for success in any organization, in any country, because it involves the optimum use of factors of production. Organization increases the productivity of capital and labor. And the person in charge of ensuring that these two factors of production are effectively and efficiently used is the entrepreneur. Thus, if the entrepreneur is the brain behind the creation of wealth and the growth of the economy, If the entrepreneur has no money or doesn't have the ability to recognize opportunities for successful introduction of new commodities, the growth of the economy will suffer. However, if we can do this, the growth of the economy will improve. Another driver, another economic factor is for economic growth is technological progress. The progress of technology has actually improved and has a very big part in improving the growth of the economy. The technology has actually helped in turning the world into a global village, and this has actually improved. This has reduced the cost of production and also improved consumption and widened the market, which has increased the scale of production, and this is a very important factor in the growth of the economy. The last one is structural changes. Structural changes involves the use of structural change in this economy would have been in the form of transfer of population from primary sector to the secondary and from secondary to tertiary, and this would bring by a reduction in the number of people depending on agriculture for a source of employment and income. In structural changes has even helped people in actually from job seekers to employment creators, and employment creators are wealth creators, and this improves the growth of the economy. The non-economic factors that affect the growth of the economy. The first one is the political and the administrative factor. Political stability and strong administration are essential and helpful in modern economic growth. Most less developed countries are characterized with weak administrative and political structures, and this is why they have remained backward as far back as growth is concerned in the economy. Investors would invest in a place where they know is safe, when they know that the place is stable and security is guaranteed. They can actually bring in their money, create wealth, and thereby as they are creating wealth for themselves, they are developing the economy. However, they would not in a place whereby there is chaos, they are not secured, and they are not sure what the government is going to say. Another non-economic factor is the social and economic factor and psychological factor. The social and psychological factor states that the growth of most developed countries was brought about by the values, social attitude, and types of institutions they operate. Economic growth depends on the quality of human resources of the economy and not the quantity. Thus, you can actually see some societies that the population is high, however, the growth of the economy is low or is at snail speed, or is even stagnant. Whereas in some other places you see people with low population, however, the growth of the economy is high. The third one is human factor. The human factor, no matter how endowed with natural resources that a country or a nation is blessed with, the people that will manage the natural factors, the technology, and everything is the human, which is the entrepreneur. The quality of the human, that is the entrepreneur, will determine the quality of the wealth that is being created, the quality and the quantity of the wealth that is being created. And a country with a high rate of skilled, knowledgeable, and healthy people is bound to achieve economic growth through their ability to exploit, develop, and utilize scarce resources. Whereas a country with natural resources and the technology, but without the human factor, cannot achieve this because their human factor cannot exploit, develop, and utilize their natural resources. Thank you very much for listening.